Well, if we're gonna find any ghosts, we better split up.
You're listening to Never Split Up, a horror movie podcast.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to the Never Split Up podcast. Happy December, happy holidays. We are back covering a new holiday cult classic, I would call it. We're covering Silent Night, released in 2012. Joining me, as always, is Anthony and Oriana. What's going on, guys?
Not much. Just enjoying the holiday season, holiday horror season. Actually, I think the December 1st, I watched 3 horror movies, holiday horror movies, right out the bat. I was like, all right, let's jump into it. So
I know it's always a battle for me. Is there's never enough time, obviously, but it's do I watch Christmas classics that aren't horror? Or do I lean into the horror? I always going back and forth. So what's going on, Ann? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's busy season, but it's super cold here, and I can't wait to watch all my horror movies the next couple of weeks. My Christmas horror is very important to me.
Yes, it is. You like your annual rewatches for the holidays, every single holiday. I don't really have a list like that like you do, but I try to just kind of play it by year every year. And I'm definitely going to get into that too. We were just talking, our big end of the year episode is coming up. That's going to be released the week of New Year's, right before New Year's Eve. So that'll be a lot of fun. I have to get a lot of first time watches in for the year because I've been slacking a little bit. So I'm going to be busy between my Christmas horror, my 2025 horror, and all that jazz. So that's going to be fun. So look out for that. That's going to be our last episode of the year, obviously. And then we're going to roll right into 2026. We have another big release coming up. We have Bone Temple, 28 years later, Bone Temple, which I know we're all excited for. That's probably going to make all of our end of the year list, I'm assuming. And yeah, that's fun times ahead. So stick around. And I think we have one other episode in January, right? In the beginning of January or something. I can't remember, but I know we have some biggies coming up, so stay tuned. But until then, we are covering Silent Night, released in 2012, our Christmas horror episode of the year. And why don't you kick us off, give us the synopsis, cast and crew, and let's get into this movie.
All right, so the IMDb synopsis is: the police force of a remote Midwestern town search for a killer Santa Claus who is picking off citizens on Christmas Eve. It was directed by Stephen C. Miller, and it stars Malcolm McDowell, legend, Jaime King, who I adore, Donald Logue, he's in a bunch of B-movie horror movies. I see him, he's in a lot of stuff, and just a bunch of throwaway supporting cast. Brendan Farrell, I remember he was in a bunch of late 90s, early 2000s movies. He's in the opening scene of this movie. He's in a bunch of older 2000s horror movies. So it came out in 2012. It received a limited release, a short, quick run, and then was released on Blu-ray, DVD. It's a very loose remake of the 1984 OG that Nolan and I covered last year. So check out that episode. But I do appreciate, we'll get into it, but I do appreciate how it just took the name and paid homage to certain scenes, but really has its own story. So very cool. I'm excited to get into it.
For sure. You mentioned we covered the OG last year. The new one is being released this Friday. We are releasing, yes. I believe this episode is going to be released on Thursday. So just in time for the new release. So you guys excited for that?
I am. I can't wait to see it. I think that's also a loose remake too. It's not a straight up remake. So I'm excited. I like it when they change it up.
Yeah, I don't like when they do the exact same and they add their own flair to it.
But it's not playing near me. It's not playing it has an hour away, the closest theater. So I'm
oh, really?
Do I go see it or do I just wait? I don't know.
Interesting. I didn't know it was that limited. Okay.
That's I thought it was going to be Terrifier, wide like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
I hate when they do that, when they do super limited releases.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Let's just dive right in then. Let's kick it off. Who wants to go first? Overall thoughts. We'll do just like our quick overall thoughts, and then we'll just get into this movie. This is a fun movie. I mean, we don't have to go like super rigid with it. We'll just bounce around, talk about our favorite kills and whatnot. But why don't we just, Oriana, why don't you go first? Kick us off. Let us know your overall thoughts.
I think this is fun. This has like some really great kills, and one of them that honestly is probably it is my new fear of how to die, and we'll talk about it later, but it's fun. It's a badass Santa killing bad people or people he thinks is bad. It's kind of like a good lineage horror of someone else's kid we'll get into it, but great film. I think it's a fun holiday horror to watch every year.
Yeah, it's great. I'll go next. I mean, it's like you said, Ant, it's B-rated horror. It had a decent budget. I think it was around like $4 million, the budget, which is pretty decent for a film like this. And you could tell most of it went into the kills and the practical effects and whatnot, which is awesome. You always love to see that. I'm glad they didn't call it Silent Night, Deadly Night and make it the exact same title, because this is a very loose remake. I mean, it has like a few nods, and when I mean nods, I mean like just like lines and stuff and maybe throwaway scenes that connect it to the original. But other than that, yeah, it's got the same, I guess, premise. Guy in a Santa costume is killing people, but this could have been like its own movie. It didn't even have to be connected to that franchise, and it would have worked fine. It actually maybe would have worked better for me. Not that I care too much that it's a remake or not, because I just judge it on its own merit. I think this movie's fine. Like you said, Oriana, it's got good kills. I think the first half of the movie is pretty rough, and then the second half of the movie in the third act, it really finds its groove, and it's just kind of balls to the wall. I think they could have utilized the first half a little bit better, and not even with the kills, just setting everything up a little bit better. I think they tried to make an effort to give some of these characters, like our final girl, Aubrey, Officer Bradamore, some depth to her, but it just kind of falls flat. But once we get towards that third act and it's just kind of going balls to the wall, it kind of finds its stride. So it's fine. It's good. It's I would call it, I was thinking about this when I was watching my rewatch. In terms of B-rated movies, I think it's a B-tier B-rated movie. Like, it's not like at the upper echelon of B-rated movies, but it's fine. It's okay. And I know you're a fan of this one. What did you think? Like, overall thoughts?
This movie's fun. This is B Christmas horror movie fun. I really dig this movie. I remember when it first came out, I was like, I gotta buy the Blu-ray because I saw the OG back in the day when this came out. And I'm like, I want to see what it's about, the remake. And I'm like, oh, this is really, really loose remake. But I like it. I think the mask is cool and creepy. I think I love how they really, the director, Stephen C. Miller, who I actually am a fan of, he's like literally a B-movie director. He directs all these B-action movies and horror movies. I really liked the movie that came out a few years ago, Margot. It's about like a smart killer house, which I thought it was silly fun. But I like the director. I think he really utilized, the limited budget. And obviously the acting's not great, but I love Jamie King. She's my girl, my Bloody Valentine. She's in a bunch, Mother's Day. She's the horror remake, one of the horror remake girlies. I love her. Malcolm McDowell, I mean, he is doing some Halloween acting in this. He's over the top to the max. Sometimes it doesn't work. It gets a little too cringy. But, I mean, the movie is cringy and B-movie for a reason. I just wish the only thing that my issue is, I feel like it has the cheesiness, but it also has, like, the 2000s, 2010s, and wants to have the meanness, too. And I feel like it kind of does 50-50 a little bit. I'm like, let's just go full cheese. Let's go full campy. Have the gore, but we know it's not scary, so let's just go full fun. So I feel like a couple moments it's like cringy dialogue, but then like, oh, we're gonna get serious right in a minute later. So that's the only kind. I feel like the tone is like tiny bit, all over the place. But overall, this is fun. I think it has awesome kills. I like that it has like towards the third act, there's like literally red and green lighting when they're going through the police station. It's fun. I like how the motive is different than the first one, but it's still about revenge and being naughty and like punishing naughty people. This is dope. This one's really fun, and I find myself smiling every time I rewatch it. So a couple of rough spots and a couple of pacing, issues, but overall, I think this is a fucking blast. And I like watching it, with the original because they are so different, but they kind of have the same concept. It doesn't have the charm of the OG though. I feel like the original 80s is just so charming. this one has, your typical, look and vibe of 2000s horror movies, but it's fun. I like how this director just wants to give you a good time, and he knows that he's not making a masterpiece. He wants to give you a trashy B horror movie, and that's what I got. And that's what I hope we get this vibe with the new one coming out, kind of similar to this, just bloody fun. Don't give me any lessons. Don't give me any, I don't want to be taught anything. I don't want any, I don't want to be hit over the head with any, life lessons. Just give me a fun B horror movie. So that's what I got with this, and I liked it.
Yeah, I will say, I think the strongest point of this film is the visuals, with
Yes.
the lighting and stuff, and obviously not even the kills. The kills are great, pretty inventive, but just the visuals, like the flamethrower and everything. That one shot. This movie like looks good on screenshots, right? Like when people take screenshots of this film, it's like, oh, that is so cool. So the visuals are there, but yeah, like you said, how it kind of tries to toe that line of being mean and also campy. I feel like Malcolm McDowell wanted this movie to just be full camp, no matter what the director's vision was.
Like aren't.
Yeah, exactly, because they're using his character as like deposition for like our final girl, and it's like she's supposed to be delivering some information to the viewer about like past history and stuff, but he's playing it so like over the top, and it's just like, wait, I think that was important information, but
It's like,
Malcolm McDowell was just kind of playing it like it was,
shut up,
like,
Aubrey, I got
a
it
high
from
school
him.
play or something. Yeah. So I think that was kind of funny. It almost was like a disconnect there between what the writers wanted from him and what he delivered, but you gotta love him for it. I mean, he's always gonna deliver, whether that's camp or cheesiness or whatever. He's gonna bring it.
His character is just ridiculous throughout the whole film. You just cannot take him seriously.
He's just shouting. He's just shouting randomly the whole movie. I love it.
He's a terrible chief or sheriff, but he has to be an amazing boss. I mean, it just seems like they just walk all over him, and he tries to like put his foot down and be mean. But I mean, look at that department. I mean, it's like pretty pathetic.
No, it's so silly. But I will also say, I feel like again these days, we're in the 2020s now. This wasn't that long ago, but I get the Christmas vibes. Like, I feel like it's Christmas, and I feel like movies these days, like, not as much. I mean, to me, I will take the Black Christmas remake all day, every day.
Yeah, of course.
That has like throwing up Christmas, but I feel like these days it's like I don't feel like the seasonal things in the movies anymore. It's just like this one, at least it's not over the top, but I felt like it was Christmas. I feel like they put an effort into his getup and the Christmas lights with some of the kills. The throwback to the antler kill from the OG. I felt like they were trying something. I just didn't feel like these days I feel like it would have been like one little Christmas tree and that's it. I don't know. I feel like, at least it's trying with that.
Well, even the town was like super festive.
Yeah.
Just
Parade.
felt like you were in a Christmas, like, like back in the day, it was like there was actual that feel of Christmas. And that's what you feel when you watch this. I get what you mean. Like a lot of the newer movies, at least the ones that are more like, for me, are like Frankenstein and Nosferatu. Those feel like Christmas horror, but they don't even have anything to do with Christmas, just because they feel like that cold, wintry feeling. So, yeah, this one does a good job of capturing Christmas.
Yeah, and it's so baked in too, because it's almost like a whodunit, because they have the different Santas running around
which
town,
I appreciate,
which is cool. So it's got enough. Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, what I mentioned, I wasn't really a fan of the first half of this film. I think they tried to. I think they had promise. I think there was our final girl, Jamie King. I think showed promise in her character. I think her first couple scenes, the first scene with her and her parents, you get a little bit of like the worried parents, and then you find out that something happened in the previous Christmas or winter or whatever, and that she's dealing with some PTSD and stuff. I think the ingredients were there. And I was like, okay, like they're cooking up something. But then as the movie progressed, it just kind of fell flat. So I think the big thing for me, it took a while also to get like our first real kill of the film. The first couple kills were like pretty, I don't even consider, I mean, they are kills, but like the guy in the very beginning, he gets electrocuted. That was so anticlimactic for me. I wanted
liked it.
Blood and guts and gore. And I get they were
in like the first 10 minutes.
I guess they were subverting expectations, but I feel like the first couple kills were a little. I wanted them to have the axe right away, I guess, is what I'm saying.
You didn't like the guy getting electrocuted with Christmas lights, and you just didn't like the. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
come on, this is awesome.
Not as the opening. I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah, maybe if that was in the middle of the film.
Okay. I liked it. I adored the opening scene.
I liked the Christmas, like the extra cute, like just getting it
wrapped
visually
around him.
it looked cool.
Yeah, it did. It did. I agree.
And I know that actor, so I'm like, oh, they're gonna kill him in the opening scene. I'm like, oh, okay. He has, like,
That
a
is also
cameo.
kind of like an example of what you were saying, and how like that opening scene was pretty mean and was pretty intense and dare I say a little scary. But then they just like literally flip the switch, pun intended, and it's like he's being electrocuted with Christmas lights, and it's like okay,
Yeah, that to me, like, I'm fine with that. Mine's like almost what you were talking about, like Jamie King's character. I'm like, I don't really, I mean, no offense, but like, I love you. Like, you're gonna be fine. I don't care about your backstory, like PTSD. Like, let's get to the Christmas cheesy fun. You're a detective. I don't need that whole backstory. Which again, I get to make a movie, but I'm like, let's have fun. Like, give me the mean kills and just the fun.
So
Yeah.
when they go to her, it's just like sad, depressing, her
Right.
waking up and
And she's pulling it off. Like, she knows what movie she's in, but she's also doing what she has to do. But I'm like, just get to the goodies. What do you guys think that? I mean, I guess I didn't think about it till no one just kind of said it's a whodunit. Because the first one's not. We know who the killer is. Do you guys like the switch up that it's a whodunit? You know me. I like me a whodunit, so I appreciated the switch up.
I love a good mystery, so I like guessing of who's behind the Santa mask.
I do like it. I feel like it was a little half-assed because I feel like we didn't know who the killer was, but we knew it wasn't the ones they were going after.
Yeah.
Like we were pretty much like, okay, it's not these fucking buffoons, you know. So like the one, what's his name? What you said,
Donald Logan.
Like we knew it wasn't him, but he was great. He was one of the best parts of the film. I thought his lines, his monologue when he's in the jail cell at the end was like really fun and to listen to. So. Yeah, I like that they switched it up, I guess. I just wish it was maybe a little bit more like, just if you're going to do it, maybe like commit to the whodunit and maybe like show the killer a little bit more, so we think that maybe it's one of the characters that we already met. But I pretty much knew the whole time, like, okay, it's not any of these motherfuckers.
I feel like they were trying to hint with it with like the bar scene when he starts the other character was starting to tell the story about the one Santa that like killed his wife for having the affair. I think they were trying to start planting that, but they didn't really do a good job of being like, oh, well, this is potentially who's doing it.
Yeah, with the PTSD stuff, it's almost like they were just like, all right, we need to have, like, let's just throw that stuff in, and what we're really here is for the kills. But it's almost like
that's the part I'm talking about.
They had a producer that said, you know, you need to add this stuff too. And they're like, all right, we'll just do it. So they didn't fully commit to any of that, but they did fully commit to the kills, especially as we get on to that second half of the film, and that's what kind of saves this movie, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, I love all the kills. I like to like the first half too. I was happy that fucking bratty girl. I'm like, yo, throwing her mom. I'm like, please don't pussy out on this. And they didn't. They killed her. I'm like, yes, let's go. I was so happy at that scene. I thought it was cool. Dumb girl for answering the door and seeing that mask and not closing it though. That's one bad moment. That's another moment.
Her audacity is just like, you're gonna take me to the mall and buy me a bag.
Literally taking her mom's heart pills and just throwing them down. You fucking bitch.
They knew what they were doing. They were like, let's make this girl as awful as possible so you enjoy this kill. Because they were like, we're gonna have to kill a kid.
I always love that when they go for that. You know me.
Yeah.
But one of my favorites is, we gotta talk about the motel. Because we kind of get the first half, we get he's going around killing the naughty people. I mean,
this is the big set piece. Yeah,
this is one of the big set pieces. Yeah. I guess it's technically a porn shoot, or like at least a, whatever. I don't know, model shoot, whatever, some sort of like
modeling,
skimpy modeling, porn-esque shoot. But I just love the sequence so much. He kills it too, and I like how we got a little chase. You know me, I like a chase scene. So we get a little bit of chase, and that girl, this is the throwback to the 80s, the topless girl running around, half naked, getting chased. I love it. I adore it. And then, the big ending to that set piece, 3 people killed and a wood chipper kill. Oh, God.
And the way, like, he just puts her in feet first, so she has to feel it.
And she's selling it. Her screams, like, I was like, yo, girl, you're doing good.
Yeah. Right, wasn't it Courtney Palm?
I know I feel bad. I keep calling her I call her topless girl, but she killed it in the movie. I gotta find her name.
Like, I think it's Courtney Palm. I could be.
We'll go with that, so I don't get in trouble for calling her topless girl.
But yeah, no, that visual, like, imagining going into a wood chipper feet first is just awful. Like, me, I was like sitting there, I was like, that's the worst one. I mean, you have the antler like hooked into the antler, but I think the wood chipper for me is like the worst one.
Because it's slow.
Yeah.
And it's mean. That's to me, that's like a mean, that sequence is the mean blended with the cheesiness, but done right.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about
Well,
the
it's
photographer
because
at first getting like
I like that too. I love that.
yeah.
First of all, these people opening the door and just seeing this deal, I'm like, fucking, like, what are you doing? Close the door.
Oh, also, how many beards does this man have? Because he's bloody every single scene, and the next time you see him, he's just clean. I'm like, how many suits and beards?
Yo, he's prepared. He is so prepared. That's what I like. I'm like, I don't need, like, I want there to be stupid moments like that. Like, let's just go full in camp. I feel like they could have turned it up a little bit. I do like how when that girl, the Tiffany, the blonde chick, she's like going to get her, her cocaine, and she's walking out, and he, shoulder checks her, and she gets the car creep, and I like that little jump scare of her turning around, like the little moments like that. I'm like, this is the charm of the first one that we're getting back a little bit. So I adore it.
And then we get the police kind of investigating these crimes, and they find the videotape, and
I love it.
Malcolm McDowell's character is like, he's like intently watching that evidence. Yeah,
that made me chuckle.
Super
that
creepy.
moment was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think if they kept moments like that, and then also kept the meanness and the balance of this sequence, that because this is probably, I would say, this is probably my favorite sequence too, because it has everything, right? It has the chase scene, it has the intenseness. You have her like trapped in the bathroom. You're not quite sure if she's gonna be able to run past them or make it out of the window and stuff. So I like that, where you're put in their shoes and you're trying to make decisions with them. I like the intensity of that. So I thought that was a really good set piece. So that balanced with the humor of like that kind of humor is where this film works the most. But I think it does get out of whack a little bit at times as well.
Yeah, do you want to know what that the part when she's running away in like the Christmas tree farm and he chops off her leg first? I'm like, yo, this is like Texas Chainsaw 3 vibes when he's running through the curtains and the chainsaw. I'm like, oh, they throwing it back to that. Obviously not done as well, but I'm like, oh, I always think about that movie every time that sequence happens.
I can see that.
So, okay, we talked about that big set piece. Was that your guys' favorite too, or
yeah?
Like I know, Ant, you're a sucker for like a final girl and stuff. I'm sure the ending was probably.
Oh, I love the ending so much. I like my Jaime King too. So I like my final girl the most. But killing wise, I thought her name is Maria, so I don't get in trouble. The girl who's running, her name is Maria in the movie. So I really like that
Maria,
sequence.
We'll call her.
But I do like also the throw. I know we get a little bit later, but the throwback to the OG movie, the antler kill. I like how they kind of just went balls to the wall when he just throws the axe and it gets her Achilles, and then we still have that kill, and then he kills the boyfriend and just bringing axes his head and it explodes. I love that sequence. So I feel like they just took that and dialed it up to like a 20 versus the OG. So I like the paying respect to the OG, but like, yo, we're going balls to the wall.
That was another good like kill. It was like slow, and he was just like shoving her into the anger.
And I didn't like. She annoyed me. She annoyed me that much because I was like, "Yo, let's go, let's do it."
Talking about throwbacks and whatnot for the franchise, one scene that didn't work for me was at the beginning. Again, was the old man, the grandpa with the speech. I feel like they just
a throwback. Yeah.
I feel like they just put it in there just like that. There was no substance behind it. I think the original, it's so effective because it's so connected to our story and to our main character. And this was just like, all right, let's just have a fun little scene where we like, because it's so iconic in the first one. That's one of the more iconic moments. They like almost had to do it. But again, they just like did it because they had to and not because it really fit the script. So that was a bummer. It's like you might as well not even do it at that point. I don't know. It didn't really work for me.
Yeah, that one was one of the like ones that felt a little bit out of place. Like it wasn't really needed as part of the story. But I know they did want to like pay homage to the original by adding it in. So it was just one that just didn't really work too well. They should have worked it in a little bit better if they were going to do that.
I feel like that's a moment that like legacy sequels of today have the whole like wink wink nods, and I feel like it's cute, I'm okay with it, but I agree it didn't have any meaning to the story. It's just like, oh, remember that from the original? I feel like that's what all movies do today with their legacy sequels. So I'm like, I'm fine with it, but I didn't need it. And it went really like, he sounded like a friggin' like monster at the end of that when he did his little voice.
He did, yeah. It was like a supernatural almost.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay,
So I was
like,
fine with it, but I'm like, do I need it? No. Do I know why? Like, wink, wink. I got you.
Yeah, I'm all for the wink, wink, but I wish they did incorporate it a little bit more.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It didn't have
something.
anything to do with the actual like main characters or plot of the movie.
Yeah, yeah. It was just because there wasn't even like anything attached to it. There wasn't like a kill or anything attached to it. It was just there, and it's like, okay, now we're moving on.
What about just how all the naughty people in this movie, they make so over the top? Like the priest, he was so sleazy.
Yeah.
But I will say that scene in the church when he does go, that poor old woman, she does so good, and I'm so happy that he just gives her the money and just leaves the Santa. But that priest, he was like over that. Like that was really, really overkill with how naughty he was.
But yeah, popping off his fingers right there. Yeah. I was like, that was so good. It's like, I felt so bad for the old woman, and then he was like, "I'll never say a word," and then he just hands her bloody money, and he's just like,
I love it.
Yeah, he how does the priest go? He gets
stabbed like a bunch of times. I think he just stabbed him a bunch of times. Yeah,
he got his fingers chopped off because he's like over there preaching, and then
and he gets stabbed like 80 times.
I couldn't remember. Yeah, that was a fun scene. Yeah. Talk about over the top, like you said.
So over the top.
I really want to focus on kind of like the last half of this film now, because there's kind of a lot to talk about. There's a lot of death. Pretty much almost everyone dies except for maybe a couple people, and I was a little surprised by how many people died, especially when you get into like the ending. And we can jump around a bit, but talk about our final girl and all the trauma she has to endure. I mean, geez, her father, who seemed like such a sweet man, you wonder why he dies. They give you like the last scene at the end of the film, but it's like, damn, he wasn't naughty. Like, what the hell,
That was straight up revenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pure revenge.
But again, I like how she finds her mom like tied up, and that's a good emotional scene right there. So that's fine. Just didn't need the whole like poor Jamie King. I feel like she didn't get to have fun until the ending when she's finally hunting him down. Like, let's go. Let's get my girl to work. She's on these emotional scenes, but no, I like the emotional beats with her and her mom and her and her dad. But I also
don't, before we get into this final set piece sequence, I also don't like that they had her big moment where she finally is able to pull the trigger on that fucking loser in his apartment.
Oh, she's like forced to kill him, that guy?
Yeah, with the slow motion, the cheesy slow motion and everything. It was like, okay, I wish they saved that moment for the end and, for her to actually like do it like with the actual killer. It was kind of lame that I get what they were going for, right? Like, she pulled the trigger. Now she's like this new kind of, she like rises from the ashes. Like she's like this phoenix, and now she's like a badass that's going to go kill this guy. But I do kind of wish they held on to that and saved it. I don't know how you feel about that.
I feel like they needed it because she needed to evolve. Because at that point, she was kind of doubting herself as like a police officer and everything. So she kind of needed that little push to kind of get her to be a badass. So I feel like it kind of needed, but I can understand why it wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just prefer like a final girl like that to discover that strength like while she's in the battle. Like I like an extended like chase sequence in battle. Like I'm trying to think like off the top of my head, like Terrifier 2, like Sienna Shaw. Like she finds that strength at the end and is like while she's battling Art, she gets stronger and stronger. Like I like that more. So and this is just me nitpicking. I mean, in the end, it's just a fun slasher, but I would have liked to see her kind of find that strength like in the middle of the battle. That's all,
I was fine with it just because it gave her, the strength to go fight the killer. And then also, like, that guy was also scumbag, so, like, yeah, just take him out anyway.
Yeah,
And
he pulls a
because
gun on her. Yeah.
yeah, like, take him out. But again, the spoiler, because obviously the ending ends with the killer getting away, so she doesn't get that kill, so I'm happy she got to kill him. But yeah, I'm fine with it, but I get what you're saying. But I really do. The lighting in the finale is just so good. When she's walking through, it's so good. I love it.
Yeah, so at this point, he's on his killing spree and he's just dialing it up. I mean, he goes to the mayor's house. That's a fun scene where he's Malcolm McDowell, the sheriff, calls the mayor on the phone, and I love that. That's the type of humor I like, where he's just like, "Oh, I don't act so surprised," like we promise we're gonna catch the killer as he's being strangled. It's fucking great. Yeah,
that's awesome.
He's like reaching for the phone, and he's like, "Ah, damn cell phones! I lost service," and he hangs up on him.
What do you think about Malcolm McDowell's death, the flamethrower?
I mean, I'm always sad to see my boy go. I mean, it would have been cool to kind of see him maybe get burned, but then like be alive, like at the end, like not to help our final girl, because
just to
I'm glad he didn't help her, because I wanted her to have her moment, but just to kind of be alive and maybe throw a couple more one-liners in there would have been fun. But yeah, it was rough. It was tough to see him die, but you kind of knew that it had to happen. I mean, he was one of the naughty ones. So.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
I do like the eyes when he's like the guys go, the other deputies going out to the cop car. He gets their eyes. I like that. Like he literally just beats the other guy, Jim, to death.
That guy affected me the most. Yeah, that deputy, like, because he seemed like he was just a genuine.
Yeah, he was just
like he was a little goofy, off center,
clueless. Yeah, he was.
He just wanted to go home. He had to get called in for a shift, and I feel bad.
Always the worst already. Then you die.
Dying and leaving after your shift at work, like that's the worst way to go, right?
When you're on call and get called in, then you just get murdered. Oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Shift ever.
Yeah, that's rough.
I like how like the Brenda, the secretary, she got chased a little bit, so I feel like that was her, because she wasn't. I mean, she was fine. So I'm happy that she got a little chase in, and her and Aubrey lives, at the end. Yeah, she lives. Alive, her and Aubrey live. So I like that.
I liked her character, the secretary.
Me too. She had some like good like humor throughout too. I liked her. Her back and forth with Malcolm McDowell, I liked a lot actually. Her and Malcolm McDowell's back and forth. I like more than him and Jamie King's back and forth.
This is where they really go kind of over the top with just like the cheesiness. Not only Malcolm McDowell's death, where he pulls the gun on him and then just doesn't do anything as he gets flamethrowered, like that was like okay, that was edited kind of weird. But also the bad Santa that's in the prison cell, they call him Santa Jim, I guess is his name in the movie. That was a silly scene too, where the guy's just like beat. Gets beat, like so, like such a never split up moment. I'm like, dude, like what the fuck? Like you're not drunk. I know you're not drunk because you've been sitting in this jail cell. Like what are you doing, man?
They're slipping him some eggnog.
He's calling him a cop. He thought he was a cop. I'm like, clearly that's not a cop. Like he's got a bloodied axe. He's wearing a mask.
It's so fun. It's so stupid.
Yeah. But it's like, if you're going to go with that, you're right, Ann. It's kind of like, pick a tone, you know?
Yeah, they kind of blend a little. Or they don't even blend. It's just like, they can't commit to either side.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I like I feel like I want to more of a, if you're going to do both, I want to more of a blend. I don't want so, like, serious and then hokey a minute later. Just have a nice little, like, balance.
For me, the serious moments just didn't really work very well, so I really appreciate all of the the fun and ridiculousness. So I wish they just really would have leaned totally into that.
The serious moments that worked for me were like the straight up mean, non-hokey kills and set pieces versus, again, like the Jamie King, like, upset about whatever happened and all. I'm like, I don't need that. I just want the meanness. And then exactly, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. But I do like the reveal, and I do like I like the fight between her and him, and I like the reveal at the end, who we find out why her dad, was killed. That was cool. I liked, a little bit different. You got a junior going after killing everyone. Ronald Jr.
This script just needed a couple rewrites, because I really think it could have taken that next step with like the seriousness. If they would have included her parents more, I thought they did fine with the limited scenes they had. If they would have had more of a connection where she's like visiting her parents, and making sure they're safe, and like, maybe there's a set piece with the dad, but like it was all there, but they just, I feel like, didn't execute it very well. But I thought that could have been a good tie-in to kind of bring her character kind of and her trauma more to the forefront is kind of playing with the family, because it's such a family movie
Right.
with her husband and stuff. So yeah, it's a bummer, but like Oriana, like you said, I lean into the campiness of this film, so it's a good enough watch to kind of lean into that. The ending is pretty. I talk about visuals, like you said, Anthony. The flamethrower, the lighting, even when Jamie King gets the flamethrower at the end and kind of turns it on him. It's so
I fucking
iconic.
love her.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that shot.
Yeah, it's badass.
Do you like that he got away? Like, and we get like the not cliffhanger, but like he'll be back to punish more.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
cliche.
I like that.
I mean, it's
on,
fine.
Come on. That's what I want. I want my cliche slasher ending.
Whatever.
Like
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mind it. I thought it was, but the one thing I didn't like about it, so I don't mind that he got away, and I feel like I'm just nitpicking this movie to death, but I'm trying to give it a fair review. The fact that we get like the flashback as the last scene of the film was very bizarre to me, right? Wasn't it to you guys?
So you wanted to end on Jamie King pretty much and not him, or what do you...
I wanted. I'm glad they gave us that, but not as the last scene. It kind of like defeated the purpose.
Maybe we got that scene like before she confronted him.
Yeah,
I know he doesn't. Yeah, maybe that would be.
Yeah, go a little bit more conventional, where we kind of get revealed. Her as a character can get revealed who it is, as well as us. And they could have done the flashback then before this final showdown, I think would have played a little bit better. But I thought it was just kind of a waste. It's like at that point, you've already committed this long. I almost feel like they should have left it a mystery. It would have been meaner, like a meaner ending if they just kind of left it, It was kind of pointless.
So mad though if they.
I wanted my answer.
I need to know.
I get what
we kind of knew. We kind of knew. Like
we knew, we didn't know. I want the details.
But it's like, all right, he killed her husband.
I feel like maybe I'm on your page with placement-wise. Like, maybe have that little throwback right before the final showdown and then show her escape with whatever her name was, Brenda or whatever her name was, and then just go back to him, like, going back to the mask on the ground and show him drive away in the pickup truck rather than kill the flashback instantly to him getting away and then credits roll.
Yeah, so it was like his father, right, that died, and he was
in the truck. His dad killed his mom for cheating.
Yeah,
or like and killed like the mistress too, and then with a flamethrower, and then Jamie King's dad, or I know I keep calling her Jamie King. Jamie King's dad
was it her dad?
Shot him.
Oh, it was the dad. Yeah, I kept saying husband.
Shot the dad. Yeah, shot the dad, and then the son saw, and the killer in this movie saw from the car as a little kid, like he was in the kid.
Because her husband dies, but we don't see any. Like that's not explained,
right? We don't see any of that. No,
I kept getting that confused. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
so
like
it's cool. Cool, different. Revenge, but a little twist on the OG.
I feel like I can appreciate them putting like the reveal at the very end because you're like sitting there like why, and then they're like oh, but I understand why you don't get that satisfaction of them like battling or him at least getting away before they actually reveal like who really he is or like the connection.
Right.
But I
guess I get it too. Because, like, it's not like Jamie King had a personal connection technically to the killer. It's just her dad was the cause of his family's, death and trauma. So it would have been like, she's like, okay, still, who are you? Like, if the reveal, but I get what you're saying. I get both angles.
Guess, yeah, I mean, I guess he really wasn't trying to kill Jamie King. And that's why he left town at the end, because he killed the father, and then he went to kill the sheriff, who I guess was around at that time too, and that was that satisfied his revenge, I'm assuming, because they are the ones that got the presents. Remember the presents that were being left, and that's how she connected the dots. So, like, because initially I was like, oh, why is he leaving town? Why, like, he has unfinished business. But then I was thinking, well, he left the mom alive, so maybe he's not gonna kill her. Like, he wasn't planning on killing her. It was just the two guys, I guess. I don't know.
Or if you imagine if you brought the mom to the jail and then just punished Jamie King and killed the mom in front of her. The whole thing. I wanted a sequel to this one so bad, but I get it was just a one-off, a little quick, loose remake, low budget, whatever. But I would have watched another one of these.
Yeah, I think that makes one of us. I don't know.
Yeah, I had fun.
yeah. I guess. I mean, I'm always down for sequels of B-rated.
I mean, the OG Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 is rough. Like, it's pretty much rewatch the first one, and then there's 10 minutes of new footage.
So I don't think we're going to do a serious ranking on this podcast. Where does this rank in terms of Silent Night films? Is this up there for you, man? Is this behind the original?
It's so hard for me because I forget what I gave the original, but I think the original, like I said, is more like Christmas 80s charm, but I prefer the horror and like the overall movie of this one more.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I have more fun with this one. Yeah, this one just feels more fun, but I like appreciate the original. Just
Yeah, that's how I would word it too.
Yeah,
It's just-
I'm gonna disagree with both of you. I'm actually a little surprised. I'm gonna go with the original. I definitely prefer the original. I think it's more consistent. It's not scattered all over the place with its tone, and I think the trauma and everything, and because we're with our villain the whole movie, I
Right,
like
he's
that
the star.
wrinkle. Like
Yeah.
I'm a villain guy, so I like that wrinkle a little bit better than just like a whodunit that doesn't really lean into the whodunit. So I agree that this one is fun, but I have a lot of fun with the original. So I think I'm gonna go with the original for sure. Yeah,
I can't remember what I gave the original. Do you? I think it was in the high sixes. I can't remember.
I don't remember either. I can't remember. Yeah, mine was probably around the same too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just fun. Christmas kills, bloody kills. All right, that was Silent Night, released in 2012. Any other final thoughts on the film? And
No, I would say if you guys haven't seen it and you like the OG and you like Christmas horror and the vibe of Silent Night, Deadly Night OG and like the Black Christmas remake and stuff like that, this is one to add to the list. It's not serious like the OG Black Christmas or some other serious horror movies, Christmas horror movies, but I think it's a fun time to have on, especially if you're having a Christmas party with friends. Get drunk and watch this one. It's fun. It's really fun. I watched last night. I watched this. I don't know why I've never seen it. I watched Santa's Sleigh from like 2005, and I'm like, oh, I really enjoyed it. It's so hokey and cheesy, but I feel like I love this genre of super cheesy Christmas horror. So add this one to your list if you haven't seen it. I have a really good time with it. It's not great, but it's fun.
Oh, yeah, I feel like it's at least worth a first watch. I mean, it's just one to like put on in the background, and occasionally you can like pop in and be like, oh, okay. So it's just a good time. It's a good Christmas vibe.
yes, okay, let's get to our Never Split Up scores first, and then we'll get into our scores. I will let someone go first. I mean, I don't know whoever wants to go first on their moment.
I have one if you guys don't.
Yeah, I mean, you can just pretty much pick any moment from this film. I feel like that's what you get with B-rated horror. So yeah.
Do you want me to go, or-
Kick us
okay.
off. Yeah.
Right.
I'm doing a trope because this is the one trope I hate in horror, and I get it, like, people under pressure, but it's Maria, I know the girl I told, Topless Girl. When she's running through the Christmas tree farm, and then she hears the wood chipper turn on, and she's literally getting chased by someone, but she hears a wood chipper turn on, and she slowly walks towards the wood chipper instead of running further away. I'm like, girl, I love that it's in there, because if this was in the theater, the whole audience is screaming at her, what are you doing? But it's like, really, what are you doing? Like, you hear a device that can literally chop you into pieces, and you're walking towards it slowly instead of continuing to run away from a killer. So that's mine. Every single time I watch this movie, I yell at the screen at that moment. Every single time.
That was
Yeah.
I remember watching when I was like, why would you stop and turn around? You hear a wood chipper come on, you're like, oh, let me go check it out. Now I'm gonna be
Let's go walk towards it.
Yeah, that one is one of my for me it's the one in the room with the antlers, and when he leaves the room and she's like, oh, like, how did you get over there and there, and
Yeah.
then
Idiot.
just pops out. That would be mine. Once you hear a creepy noise or something and you see the person right there, and then you're like, wait a minute, you got to understand something is up.
Yeah.
Or I guess it could have been her father, which was, another weird point. But for me, every time I'm like, it's that, who's there? Who are you? Who made that noise? I hate that. Don't ever investigate the sounds.
And that sequence was my number 2 for the Never. I think the OG movie, I did that scene for my Never Split Up with the boyfriend after she got killed. So that's funny.
I got to go with my boy Malcolm McDowell. He talks so much shit this whole movie. Talking down to his deputies. He's like, I'm the fucking sheriff. Like, I'm going to solve this case, and I'm the badass, and you can't do shit. And then when the moment comes, he literally has this guy in his sights, like knows he's the fucking killer. He's got a flamethrower attached to his back, and he just freezes. And I think it was a little wonky editing, on purpose. I think it was supposed to be kind of over the top cheese camp. But I'm just sitting at the TV. I'm like, because I want him to live, because it's Malcolm McDowell, right? You always want Malcolm McDowell to live, and he's just like, I got you, and then just stands there and just lets himself get flamethrowered to death. I'm like, oh man, that was lame. So yeah, I gotta go with him. Definitely drop the ball. Drop the ball when it mattered most. Yeah.
This is why
he kind of did what it was like kind of, full circle moment, right? He did what he was accusing his deputies of doing, freezing up and not being able to do that.
I love that he did that because of that. But I just love B-movie slashers. We have so many of these never split up moments. It's so fun.
Yeah, it is. I know. It's definitely I did my rewatch by myself, but it's definitely something that you can watch like with friends.
Oh, this is a group movie. This is a friend group movie for sure.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. That was our never split up moments. So let us know in the comments and whatnot what moment you would pick and whose you agree with more. Let's get to our scores. So I know it's tough because I don't remember what my score was for the OG.
I know it was high sixes for me. I think it was like 6.8 or 9.
I'll let one of you guys, Oriana, why don't you kick us off? Give us your score.
So I think this is like a fun one. However, it's not like my favorite like Christmas horror movie, but I can still appreciate, it's like a fun, loose remake to the original. But I think I would give it a 6.5. Like, it's not a terrible film, but I have a lot of fun, but it's still like not my favorite. So I would rank it higher if it was up there more in the top, but I can still appreciate that it's got fun kills. It's got some like comedic moments and the campiness, and it does feel like Christmas. So, and you can watch it with friends and have a good time with it. So 6.5, 6.7.
Yeah, that's respectable for this kind of movie, for sure.
I'll let you go last. I think you're probably going to be the highest out of all three of us. Yeah, I didn't really dig this as much, I think, as you guys. It was fun enough as a rewatch. I hadn't watched it in so long. I don't even know if I've watched this all the way through. I might have just watched it like on cable TV back in the day and just saw bits and pieces. So I was very fuzzy on it. I don't think I'm going to go back to this, though, anytime soon. There's so many Christmas horror films that I have to get to every year, and I always don't watch all of the ones I want to. So I don't see myself ever going back to this, unfortunately. There's just so much more better movies out there that I can watch, especially around this time of year. But it was fun enough. Not super rewatchable because it does have some low points for me. I'm going to give it a pretty respectable. It's not going to sound very respectable, but I'm going to give it like a 5.8 out of 10. Like, not complete dog shit, but nah.
All right. I am a 7 out of 10 for this one. I think it's fun. I think it does its job. It knows it's not great. I know it's not great. It has some moments that I would have maybe cut out of the seriousness just to get more fun, cheesy Christmas horror or, comedic bits. But it's a fun watch, and I know that if I had a group of friends over and we were drinking, they would eat this shit up. And I feel like that's what the kind of movies he makes. And that's what I want to see more of. I want to see fun. And I feel like we have so many like message movies lately. I'm like, this was a welcome breath of fresh. It was just fresh to see something like this and rewatch it. I'm like, oh, this is just fun. I can get drunk and watch it and have fun. And I do try to watch it every December. So I'm gonna keep the tradition going. And I know it's sacrilegious, but I do think I rewatch this one more than the OG, even though I appreciate the OG.
Okay. 7 out of 10. That's a pretty good score for a film like this, a B movie. So that's this. I mean, in terms of B movies, this is pretty up there for you. I mean, this is 7 out of 10. That's pretty good score. So
I have watched this and the OG back to back, and I think it elevates both of them too.
Yeah. Okay.
Side by side.
Okay, great. All right. That's Silent Night, guys, and that's our episode. Again, we will see you next time in a couple weeks. I think we're releasing this. It'll be in about 3 weeks we're going to be releasing our big end of the year episode. I'm super excited. We're going to do our top 10 favorite horror of 2025. Oriana is going to be joining us for the first time doing it with us. So that episode always does well. I know everyone loves their rankings, so we always get an uptake in listeners for those. So I'm really excited to hear your guys' list. This was definitely an interesting year for horror, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy Holidays. And until next time, this is the Never Split Up podcast. Follow us on Twitter or X, on Instagram at Never Split Up Pod. We're also on TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube and all that. And subscribe. I'll put our personal pages as well. Subscribe there. And have a good one, everyone. See you later. Bye.